everyone, welcome to another episode. Oh guys, I broke my nail. Ow, that really hurts. Welcome to another episode of Toke Moments. My name is Toke Makinwa. I just had lunch. The food was so delicious. I broke a nail. Yeah, I'm at Metaphor again. They are in Victoria Island, Lagos, Nigeria. And it's my birthday week, guys. I turned 35 on Sunday. This week has been, you know what, I just thought I'm going to do a vlog talking to you guys about my journey so far, sharing with you guys what I learned in chapter 34, and basically just sort of reviewing the year and looking forward to my 35th birthday. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but each time it's like my birthday week, I have a little bit of a downtime sometimes. No matter how I shout about my birthday from like a month before, that week just gets me really nervous, you know, because I start to think about taking stock, my life in general, my journey, if I'm happy. And I feel like it's very important for us to have this conversation because sometimes we don't even stop to ask ourselves, are you happy? We're used to just rolling through the punches, rolling through the highs and lows, that we don't even take a moment to literally check our mental states. Are you okay? Are you happy? Are you fulfilled? It's not going to be one of those deep vlogs, but maybe it will be. You know, I haven't chatted with you guys like this. As you very well know, a lot of my vlog watchers are not even Nigerian. I'm a radio presenter back in Nigeria, a television presenter as well. This YouTube life that we have, a motivational speaker, a social media influencer. I have my own bag line. I started my bag business about 2 years ago. It's actually been 2 years that TM Luxury has been in existence. I started my skincare line as well last year, which is currently on hold because we're currently rebranding. And this year there's a lot more things I'm going to be launching on my birthday, which is on Sunday. But it's not only about my achievements. I wanted to actually just speak to you guys about my journey, you know, the things I've learned from 34 to 35. And I would start by saying the very first lesson this year taught me was to expect less from people, you know, and it wasn't exactly in an exciting way. You know, sometimes we want to take out the lessons without the experience, but the experience is very valid and necessary because that's the only way you can derive at that point where you learn your lessons, you know. It's been a great year. This year alone, I did so many amazing things for myself. You know, I moved into my dream home this year. I'm still not over that. Sometimes I walk up the stairs and I have to pinch myself to say, wow, this is real. You know, I somehow have always felt like rejection has been a big thing for me, you know, because, you know, I lost both parents at 8 and I went through a lot of emotional trauma as a child. One of the things that I came out of that experience, you know, feeling like a burden, you know, living with people all my life, feeling like, you know, I can't go to bed when I want to because I have to wait for, you know, the owner of the bed to want to sleep before. You can't sleep as long because you have to wake up before they wake up. Feeling like you can't just walk into the fridge and eat anything you want because you have to think about the fact that it's not yours and someone might have put it there. So, and the only time I got to live alone was when I got married, and that didn't work out. So moving into my own home, my dream home, the safe haven I made for myself was very monumental for me because I feel like this is mine, you know what I mean? This is where I'm going to be for a while and possibly have kids and possibly, you know, grow into a bigger brand and a bigger version of myself. So the year started off on a very, very high note, my 34th year. And, you know, that was one of the high points. I think, as I said to you earlier, expecting too much from people was a lesson that I had to learn the hard way. There's nothing wrong with those expectations. You know, what I think we need to do as human beings is to manage our expectations because we're all not perfect. You know, I've made a lot of mistakes in my life. I've had my highs, I've had my lows. I'm still going to make so many more mistakes in my life. So guys, excuse me while I apologize ahead for not saying the right things at the right time and for not being exactly what you think that I should be. And I have no apologies for that part because I want to be me. What I think I had to learn was expecting that people would do what I would do, expecting that people would be the way I would be, just because my word is my bond, you know, and I don't make statements if I don't intend to fulfill it. So I walk around life sort of expecting that people will be the same. Shocker, a bit of a bummer, right? So I learned the hard way that people do not come with manuals. You know, when people show you who they are, you need to believe them. I learned to forgive even before they ask to be forgiven for my own peace of mind, because I realized that sometimes you don't even know when you have people living rent-free in your head, and that space that you can use to tap into your creativity and tap into being a genius at other things, you spend fuming and reliving that situation and trying to understand why people acted the way they acted towards you. It's okay to forgive yourself for believing them. It's okay to forgive them even if they're not sorry, not because they deserve your forgiveness, but because you want to move ahead as well. I also learned to be okay with not having things figured out. We find ourselves caught in this rat race where you're always constantly trying to outdo yourself from the last win you've had. And it can get very addictive because everyone wants to win and everyone wants to come out on top. But sometimes life will slow you down, and life slows you down not because you've done anything wrong, but because life is trying to teach you to take in the moment and be aware of the fact that it's not so much the destination, but the journey, because that is what shows you who you really are. And that is where you truly discover your own purpose. So I find out that I used to be a stickler for things being perfect. And if it's not perfect, it used to be a reflection of me and the fact that I could do better. And I hold myself to such high standards that I wasn't even meeting up to those standards because it's laughable, you know what I mean? So my 34th year on earth, going into 35, I learned that it's okay not to have it perfectly together. Sometimes, you're good at being good and being at the top of your game, and sometimes you're behind, and that's okay. Sometimes it doesn't have to go out the way you think it should go out. Sometimes it's okay to walk away from situations without the final goodbye. Sometimes you don't have to explain every single thing. People have found a way to perfect the act of being okay when deep down you're crumbling. And for the better part of this year, I was very afraid to let anyone even see that I'm struggling, because people have this expectation of, since you've gotten to this place and this phase, everything is just going to be groovy and great from there. But it's not so. And towards the end of my 34th year, I just became comfortable with not even figuring everything out. It helped me that, I had to sort of rebrand with my skincare line. It helped me that I had to sort of take a step back to try and figure things out, because I'm a perfectionist and I was going over it and over it for months. And I only just got to the point, I think it was about 3 months ago, that I decided that, it's fine. I would rather take the time to get it as good as I want it to be than to rush something and always wonder if this is the best that could have come out of the TM brand. I've learned to be aware of who I am. I've learned to say no. Selfish people live longer. Just accept it. I've learned to be comfortable saying no. I've learned to be comfortable not being liked, because, if you're running around trying to get people to like you, people don't even like themselves. They're looking for how to escape from who they are, and that's why they're ragging on you. And you sit there and you're trying to please people who don't even care. Half the time, it's not that deep. I've learned to laugh at all the confusion. I've learned to not be so emotional, because it was a very emotional year for me. Even if I had great wins, I also thought that at this point I'll be pregnant with a child, and I can say it because it was one of the things that I wanted, but that didn't happen. And I'm turning 35, and it's like, yeah, oh my God, 5 years down the line you're going to be 40, and we keep putting the clock before the clock. The biological clock is right there, but my clock is right before that clock. And you feel bad because you think that certain things should have happened for you at a certain point, and they haven't, But I'm hopeful that come 35, I'm hoping that I am going to be a happy 35-year-old. I'm hoping that I can relax as well, especially when it comes with work, because I push myself really hard, and sometimes I feel like I do that because, there's no better way to explain it. If I don't do it, who will? You know what I mean? And sometimes I forget to relax and have a good time. And life is passing by. So at 35, I want to, build the brand on a global level. Globalization of the TM brand is what I'm hoping happens at 35. We've started the journey, but I'm hoping that we go even further. I'm hoping that I can you know, relax a little bit. I'm hoping that I can, you know, welcome a child of my own at 35. I'm hoping that I can give love a chance, and this time love can love me back, if you know what I mean. I'm hoping that, you know, the bad times do not overwhelm me, and I'm conscious and grateful and open to the universe. I'm hoping that I can impact more lives. There's a lot of things that I do behind the scenes that I don't necessarily talk about, but I'm hoping that we can do that on a bigger scale as well, because you haven't lived unless you've really touched someone's life, and unless someone can say, because of you, a certain phase of their life, or a certain moment, or a certain time or period was a much better experience for them. So thank you for watching this vlog. It was from my heart. I tried not to cry, because who cries on YouTube? That's like, but I got a bit emotional because a lot of people are quick to see the finished product. You know, you see Toke on Instagram, and you see Toke on red carpets, and you see Toke on her vlogs, and you think that, you know, she's just living through life, just having a ball. I am living my best life, don't get me wrong. But even living your best life, everything is not going to go as you plan, and it's okay. My message to you is don't kill yourself. It's all right if you're struggling. We all struggle. It's okay to openly struggle as well. Stop thinking about who will use it against you. Half of those guys haven't got their shit figured out. So those people you're trying to impress are not even thinking about you, okay? So just enjoy being alive. I'm really thankful that I get to see one more year. This is a happy birthday shout out to me and every other person who's born in the month of November. If you're my birthday mates, I hope you guys have a great time. Fortunately, I'm going to be away, but hopefully we can catch up next week because I'll be back. Thank you guys for watching.